Make sure you subscribe on all platforms and leave that 5-star review. Let's get it. Family, what's good? Welcome back to another edition of Above the Rim. Hoops Talk for the Streets. You already know how we do. Brought to you as always. It's your host, Justin, aka Just Blaze. Family, you know the drill. To get in contact with me, you can always hit me up and follow me on Twitter or X or whatever you call it at JustBlaze_513, on IG at JustBlaze513, on Facebook and YouTube, search Above the Rim Podcast. Also email the show as well, Above the Rim NBA Podcast at gmail.com. Tap in and leave the family a voicemail. Line is always open, 908-718-1592, family. Best way to support the show is by copy your merch. As always, I appreciate everything, family. Everything is love. I appreciate it, of course. Link is in my bio. Very easy to find. Support the show. Support the brand. I appreciate it, of course. Make sure you leave your boy a review on iTunes and Spotify if you rock with the show. If you're watching on YouTube, hit that thumbs up as well. Subscribe, comment, show some love. Let me know your thoughts on what I'm about to say in this episode. I want to hear from the family as well. Solo episode this week one more time. I just wanted to go over a few quick things that I've seen about going on around in the league that I didn't get to talk about. I want to talk about this new in-season tournament really quick, right? So I've been thinking about this in-season tournament, right? So let's go over the logistics. The NBA in-season tournament is a new annual competition for all 30 teams going into next season. It's going to tip off Friday, November 3rd, and it will culminate with a championship on Saturday, December 9th. So a little bit over a month, this in-season tournament will last. All tournament games will be played in NBA markets except the semifinals and championship, which both will be held at a neutral site, which will be in Las Vegas. I think it's the T-Mobile Arena. All 30 teams will participate in the first stage of the tournament, group play. 8 teams will advance to the second and final stage, the single elimination knockout rounds. All 30 teams have been randomly drawn into groups of 5 within their conference based on win-loss records from the 2022-2023 regular season. Group play games will begin on tournament nights, which will take place every Tuesday and every Friday during the regular season during that time. The tournament will provide players and teams with another competition to win, engage fans, and a new way to drive additional interest in the early portion of the regular season. The champion will receive a new trophy, and they're going to call that the NBA Cup. After the championship is played, the NBA will name the most valuable player of the in-season tournament and then also an all-in-tournament team. At first glance, I was hesitant about this, right? But now after thinking about it, the in-season tournament, I like it. I'm not gonna lie. I'm looking at everything going on. I like it. I think it's gonna add a lot of intrigue to the early part of the regular season. I think it's good for the league, in my opinion. It doesn't affect the regular season in any way, scheduling-wise, at any way. It's the same amount of games being played for all teams, unless you're in that championship game. You're gonna play one more game. It gives more meaning and more competition, more importantly, to the early part of the season. I like what the NBA has thought of with this. Listen, I think players are going to care a little bit more. And I think with this season, early in-season tournament, I think it adds, I think depth would be more of a factor going into the season. You're going to have players who's going to play in an in-season tournament. Hopefully, none of the star players take off. Hopefully, that won't be a thing because then it will just eliminate the whole intrigue behind it. But the way they're going to market it, the way the guys are going to play, it's just another level of competition that all players are just going to enjoy. They're naturally competitors, remember. So anytime you can win something, that's when people care. If there's nothing to win, they don't care. You have to give them something to win, which they've done that. Another MVP trophy, another in-season tournament trophy, whatever it is. I hope they don't let the fans vote. Or if they let them vote, let them be a portion of the vote. Because fans, when they vote, it just becomes a popularity contest. And it shouldn't be just the most popular player on the team. It should be the person who did the best in the tournament. So it's a month long. I think it's going to do well for next season. I'm very excited to see how this works out. They have basically 6 groups, it looks like. West A, West B, West C, East A, East B, East C. The games are beginning on November 3rd. I really like in the West A, they got the Grizzlies, Suns, Lakers, Jazz, and Blazers. I like the Suns or the Grizzlies in that one. In the West B, I'm going to put this graphic up on the screen to show you the results. I like maybe the Clippers or Nuggets in that one. And West C, I think I will go with the Warriors in that one. The Warriors or Kings. East A, I think that's a good group. I might go with the 76ers in that group. East B, I think I'll go with the Milwaukee Bucks. East C, I think I'm going to go with either the Boston Celtics or the Brooklyn Nets. So I think, listen, they did a great job with grouping these certain teams together, and I think it's going to be great for the league, and it will draw a lot more interest because it's something new. Remember, every time something new, people hate on it in the beginning, but they will come around and they'll see how important it is, and they'll see how good of a watch it is towards the early portion of the regular season. So shout out to the NBA for doing that. Very creative. Let's talk about the FIBA World Cup really quick. That's going on towards the middle to the end of the month. I don't remember the exact date, but it's toward the middle of the end of the month in August. A lot of good teams in this FIBA World Cup tournament. USA, Canada, France, Argentina is really good. It's going to be interesting. I want to know who the breakout star is going to be in this FIBA World Cup, right? So the United States, they're seeking their 6th World Cup title. They won 2 out of the last 3. They're going to be, I think this one is in the Philippines, I believe, at the end of the month. The last time the United States competed in the FIBA World Cup, it suffered its worst finish in the 18 international competitions it has entered with a full squad of NBA players. They beat Poland last year to win 7th place. That is ridiculous for the USA, okay? 4 years later, the US is hoping to avenge that performance, and they need to. None of the 12 players is going to be tough, right? Because listen to this. None of the 12 players selected has ever played for the U.S. on a senior level. None of them. This makes the first U.S. first national team comprised of NBA players that doesn't have senior level experience. Every member of the 2023 team will be playing in his first senior level international tournament. This also the first of the 18 U.S. national teams comprised of NBA players that didn't have a single player that was also voted to the All-NBA team last year. No All-NBA players on this team also. So it's not the elite of the elite in the NBA. It's more so like a rising stars type of competition for Team USA. And let's see if that's going to be good enough, because when you play for Team USA, you're expected to win every tournament. It doesn't matter what it is. The U.S. has won 14 of the 18 events that it's entered with a full roster of NBA players, compiling a 140-10 record, 93% over those 18 tournaments. So we know the U.S. is synonymous with winning, especially in the World Cup. And this upcoming roster is expected to win gold also as well. So 3 of the 4 events in which the U.S. has come up short are 3 of the last 5 World Cups. So we haven't been doing as great as they should have, in the last couple of cups. So I'm looking at the roster right now for the Team USA roster. I like it. Even though it's inexperienced, it's youthful. I like the talent that they put together. If they can come together with chemistry and play really well. So they got Paolo, they got Ant Edwards, they got Brandon Ingram, they got Jalen Brunson, Tyrese Halliburton, Mikal Bridges, Triple J, Austin Reeves, Josh Hart, Cam Johnson, Walker Kessler, Bobby Portis. It's a very interesting unit. Some guys I would replace, but there are some guys who can really contribute in very meaningful ways if the rotations are set right. And they have exceptional coaching. Steve Kerr, Eric Spoelstra, 2 of the best coaches in the league. We're going to see what type of lineup combinations they're going to use. Now, if I wrote this on Twitter, who you think the top 3 scorers will be, who I think the top 3 scorers will be, I'm going Paolo, Jalen Brunson, and I'm going to say Ant Edwards in my opinion, but I won't be surprised if Brandon Ingram leads the FIBA World Cup roster in scoring. Jalen Brunson, I think, is going to get a lot of minutes. I think he's going to be very trusted with the ball in his hands a lot because he's one of the more mature young players in the league. So I think they're going to rely on him to do a lot of distribution, a lot of scoring, a lot of playmaking, facilitating. And I think one of his best targets is going to be Pablo. That's how I'm thinking right now. I think Paolo Banchero is going to be excellent in this Team USA World Cup. I think, he could have played for Italy, I believe it was, if I'm not mistaken. Don't yell at me if I'm wrong with that. I think he could have played for Italy, but he declined not to and wanted to play for the U.S. And I think it was a great decision for him because I think he's going to be one of the best players on this team. I think he's going to be the best players on this team. And we're going to see, because this FIBA World Cup is going to be no joke. Team Canada, one of the best teams in the World Cup. They got SGA, Lou Dort, Jamal Murray, RJ Barrett. Dylan Brooks. They got a couple of guys over there who could really give these NBA guys a run for their money. And most importantly, they're more experienced. That's what I'm worried about, the experience level. Some of these young teams, it's a little bit harder for them to come together and play with the right amount of chemistry in a shorter amount of time. So we're going to see if they can come together really quickly. And I'm very interested to see what's going on with this tournament. I'm going to be locked in. I know y'all going to be locked in. Well, if you're not locked in, you should be locked in, because I think it's going to be an excellent tournament. And there's going to be some good basketball that we're going to have at the end of August. Good basketball right before training camp, really revving us up for the NBA season. It's going to be good. So I'm expecting a really good FIBA World Cup tournament. And we're going to see. I'm going to talk a little bit more about it when we get towards where the games start. Also, what's happening in the NBA, LeBron James is getting his jersey retired in LA. They've already announced it, Jeanie Buss. It already seems certain that the Cavs and the Heat will retire LeBron James' number 23 jersey and the number 6 jersey, respectively. But Jeanie Buss had an interview recently, I forgot who it was with, and said that is a guarantee for certain that LeBron James will get his jersey number retired in LA next to Kobe, next to Magic Johnson, next to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I mean, I'm not a hater. I'm not going to hate on this. I mean, listen, if Jeanie Buss says she wants to retire LeBron James' number already, then retire the guy's number. It doesn't even matter. Statue, though, I don't know about that. That you may pump the brakes on a Laker LeBron statue. But if he wants to get jersey retired, I think is absolutely warranted. Clearly, he's won a championship in LA in that jersey. But the key to me is, will he try to have both his Laker jerseys retired? Because we know he wore number 6 and he wore number 23. I think that would be ridiculous if he gets both retired, to be honest. He began his LA tenure wearing the number 23 jersey. That's where he won the finals in the bubble in 2020. Then he switched to the number 6 after that. The number 6 that he wore in Miami. Then he wore it throughout the 2022-2023 season. And now he's switching back to 23 again this upcoming season, saying that it was because of Bill Russell, his respect for Bill Russell, why he wanted to change numbers. I don't believe that at all. I just think he wanted to just change numbers, if we're being honest, because they already honored Bill Russell last year with the patch on it when he had number 6, so it didn't matter. But his number 6 has been retired league-wide after Bill Russell's death, so I understand that LeBron James wants to change the number back to 23. I don't think he should get both retired, though. I'm going to be honest. Y'all definitely let me know in the comments if you think LeBron should get both jerseys retired in LA or one jersey retired. And if one, which one are you choosing to have him get retired? Because the only man who should have 2 jerseys retired up there is Kobe Bryant. And he has both jerseys retired. He has number 8 and number 24 retired. Because what did he do? He won championships in both numbers. That's why Kobe is warranted to have those 2 jerseys retired. LeBron James, the only one title in one. So on a title in one. So I think personally it should probably be that number 23. But we'll see. Y'all let me know in the comments. Also on Laker news, AD gets the bag. Also, he agreed to the richest annual max contract extension in NBA history last week. He's 30, will earn a 3-year, $186 million extension on top of the 2 years and $84 million he had left on his deal. Anthony Davis is now under contract with the Lakers through the 2028 season for a total of $270 million for Anthony Davis. He's going to be making about $66 million in his age 35 season. I'm going to let that sink in. Get your money, though, my brother. Get your money. He's played in 62 games or fewer in each of his last 4 games in Los Angeles. So, availability is not his best trait. But hopefully he can turn the tide around this upcoming season. We're going to see if Anthony Davis clip out that contract, because I think he's in LA to stay, and clearly they doubled down on him. So we'll see about that. Also, I wanted to quickly discuss Ben Simmons really quick, right? Because I want to talk about Ben Simmons. I'm seeing a lot of information going out. The word around the streets the word around everything is that Ben Simmons has been uniformly positive, healthy in these last couple of weeks. The general manager, head coach, teammates, his agent, league sources have all said that Ben Simmons is, quote, as healthy as ever. coming into this season. He is fully recovered from his back issues. I don't know about that, but we gonna see, right? Sean Marks has spoken positively about Ben Simmons, about his physical and mental state. Jock Vaughn said he's excited to coach Ben Simmons. Mikal Bridges told Paul George in his podcast that Ben Simmons is fully engaged with his teammates. He's talking a lot in the chat. Last season, still recovering from back surgery. He only played 42 games, barely played in the season. He averaged well below his career numbers in points, rebounds, and assists. Threw up a 666 on the board, points, rebounds, and assists. That's definitely not going to cut it for no max player. Get out of here. But can we believe these reports about him being healthy? Who knows? Are you wrong for being skeptical? Absolutely not. An even better question. What does a healthy Ben Simmons even look like? If somebody knows, please let me know what a healthy Ben Simmons even looks like right now. Is a healthy Ben Simmons even an all-star caliber level player? Who knows? You don't know. You haven't seen Ben Simmons in a couple of years, and neither have I. So there's no way you can say that. I think it depends on how much confidence Jock Vaughn has in Ben Simmons. Last year, Jock Vaughn didn't think twice about pulling Ben from crucial lineups due to his lack of aggression and his poor shooting and his timidness in the lineup all year. But they basically always use health as a crutch for Ben Simmons in the past 2 years he's been in Brooklyn, saying he's not right, give him a chance, be patient with him. Well, I don't want to hear that this year. I don't want to hear anything about no patience, about none of that. He's got to produce from game one that he steps out on the floor. His rehabilitation period was this whole season. He had a whole year to rehabilitate. I don't want to hear any of that. That learning curve shit from Ben Simmons is over, all right? This is year 3 in Brooklyn right now. You have given nothing. You have given us nothing, Ben Simmons. I want to see you really contribute on the floor, really produce, and I would like to see it. I mean, an acceptable average for Ben Simmons, I think to me will be a good season, would be 14 a night, 8 rebounds, 7 assists. I'll take that. I'll take that from Ben Simmons. A healthy Ben Simmons. I'll take that. But we'll see if he can even do that. He's going to have to be the primary facilitator because they don't have a great point guard on the Brooklyn Nets. Spencer Dinwiddie is not a point guard. He's a combo guard. He wants to score. He does not want to pass. So Ben Simmons, it's your job to get this entire team in order and really do what you're supposed to do. And Ben Simmons, even at his best, showcasing his elite passing, his ball handling, perimeter defense, he's still a flawed player. Even on Ben Simmons' best day, he's still a flawed player. I hope he's been working on that jump shot this summer. Please, Lord, I beg, I hope he is, right? Because I'm looking for the Nets to still be a playoff team, and a healthy Ben Simmons is crucial to that. In his 4 years with Philly, Ben Simmons was named to 3 All-Star teams, 2 All-Defensive teams, and a 3rd-team All-NBA selection while finishing runner-up in Defensive Player of the Year one of those years. So let's see if Ben Simmons comes back strong. I'm hoping he will. I'm excited to see what he does going forward. I'm definitely going to be he's one of my main things to watch going into training camp is seeing what Ben Simmons has worked on. This summer, I've noticed he's been taking a step back from releasing those summer videos with him hitting jump shots. I haven't seen any of that. So maybe that means he's actually working on it this time because we haven't seen it. But we will see Ben Simmons. My eyes on Ben Simmons. We'll see if he comes back strong. That's all I got for this episode, family. I just wanted to go over a couple of things that would interest me going on around in the NBA landscape. Make sure you're keeping up with me, locking in with me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, and all that good stuff. Family, I appreciate you joining me for another episode. Make sure you hit me up on all those social media platforms with your NBA takes. Make sure you write some comments on YouTube. Let me know what you think about my thoughts. Let me know your thoughts. Send in a voicemail if you also want to be featured on the show. I always play the voicemail, especially if they're good. 908-718-1592. Make sure you call in and talk about it line. Subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend, family. This is episode 216, and we out.